Can this game be taken in the second half? Will the Huskers' smaller cornerbacks like old Courtney Grixby be exploited? Will Andre Jones, the guy who predicted victory, get his, or will he dish it out?
He's a big snorer. He's talked about that before.
Hey, you know the best remedy in my house?
Yeah.
The basement. As a fan, we have a right to question the 47-yard field goal by Jordan Congdon that never was. I'm thinking this kid's on scholarship. They can't attempt a 47-yard field goal. But as a fan, we have that right. People don't realize that he's only 4 paces away, we've counted. It's like around the horn. What do you think? We got some news and weather. Now back to the mayor.
Yes, very efficient. We would like this in city government.
We'd like the city to run that way, wouldn't we?
Exactly.
I'm out here with my rowdy friends. Florida State knocked off Florida, and then I believe, JR, UCLA is leading TCU. You having fun yet?
Yeah.
You're the manager at Millard South. How about those Patriots? Won the state championship in football this year over those arch-rival Millard West Wildcats.
It was good.
And you were there?
Yep.
All right, Kenner, you having fun yet?
Yes.
Now, where's your glove? Thank you, Kenner. You guys have been here all day?
Yes.
What do you make of the College World Series?
It's been very well.
It's been very well. We got to work on that English. So what do you think of the CWS, the last at Johnny Rosenblatt?
Well, I think it's good to get a new stadium next year, but it's going to be sad to get rid of it.
We have to celebrate this year, and then, of course, next year's next year. Right, Kenner?
Yeah.
All right, now I want you to say, that's all for sports. Now back to the studio.
That's all for sport. Back to the studio.
Amen. They were lined up on the hill bright and early this afternoon. And as you can see, everything for the most part orderly. Everybody was cool. The weather cooperated, so no one was uncomfortable. Uncomfortable? That's the word we're using right now if you're Gamecocks and Bruins fans, because at last report, it's in the top of the 9th inning. UCLA and South Carolina tied at 1. Could this be the last College World Series game at the storied Johnny Rosenblatt Stadium? Well, let's bring in our expert, Ed Service. Ed, 1-1 game. What a difference a night makes.
Yeah, South Carolina's getting another good pitching performance tonight, but the difference is UCLA got a good pitching performance tonight. I thought last night when we knew that UCLA was going to throw a left-hander out there, that it matched up well against all the left-hand hitters that South Carolina has. So right now it's a great game.
Both sides seemed a little more comfortable.
Yeah, the defense was much better. You can always tell when the college players feel a little bit more relaxed and comfortable. Their defense is much, much better. Those of you that watched last night realize a lot of mistakes made early in that game. Tonight it's been a clean game with the exception of a mistake in the 8th inning.
Now last night, as Ed was talking about, a totally different story. As South Carolina played a solid game, both defensively and offensively, made the plays, and the Gamecocks shot down UCLA 7-1. Now not bad for a team that the night before was awakened early in the morning thanks to a fire alarm.
You know, you have bumps along the way. You have some adversity, and you use it to make you stronger. You don't use it to make excuses. So I'd forgotten all about that till you mentioned it. It'll probably happen again tonight. I might pull it tonight. You know, keep the same routine. We'll go back out there and do it.
I don't know how many series we lost. I think we lost 2 series all year. I don't think there's many teams in the country that can say that. Probably the ones except that are here. You know, we've been in this position before, and we have bounced back.
So much history of the College World
Yes, they
Series
have. Both clubs escorted to the stadium tonight. And at last report, as you heard Ed and I talking about, it's 1-1 in the 9th inning. And Ed, could be one of those bang-bang endings.
Well, you know, both these clubs have pretty good closers, so we could be out here for a while. This game could go into the extra innings. I really expect it to be. UCLA has trouble scoring runs. J.J., they had some golden opportunities early in that game. First and third, 1 out, did not score. They made a couple base running mistakes, got picked off twice, I believe, in the first 4 innings. So if UCLA loses this game, they're going to look back at the first 3 or 4 innings, and that's probably where they lost it.
And you know, before this series, the talk had been about the Bruins pitching staff. But what about South Carolina, and namingly that kid named Blake Cooper last night?
Yeah, he did a great job. You know, he doesn't throw very hard, but it just shows you if you can locate your pitches and throw 2 or 3 of them for strikes, that you can get college hitters out. So you got to really tip your hat to that guy. On 3 days rest, he pitched a heck of a game.
And that was his second time during the series on 3 days rest.
Yeah, he did it. You know, and college pitchers, if you remember, for the most part, are used to having 6 or 7 days off. So for those kids to turn it around in 3 days, that's pretty impressive. And to do it twice is even more so.
You and I were talking about defensively last night. 4 errors, through the first 4 innings tonight. Some miscues early, but for the most part, things have settled down a bit.
Yeah, I'm real proud of how they played tonight. A little sloppy last night, and these kids are much, much better players than that. I think they got caught up in the first game of the championship series. You could just tell how they took pregame tonight, how the first inning went, how they played the first inning, that they were much more comfortable. And I'm glad because the people deserve to see a clean baseball game.
And what about the head coach? Game 3, we deserve it?
Yeah, we need it. We need a good, I think the crowd, even though, you know, there's a lot of South Carolina fans out there, I think everybody wants to see one more game at the Blatt.
All right, and I'll see you possibly again tomorrow night.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Coach. All right, that Zed Service, as always, just does a fabulous job. Now, to that last go-round at Johnny Rosenblatt Stadium. You know, you could just smell the food a mile away. And the fans, well, they could sense it all coming to an end. So they got out their bats and took a swing at some of their fondest memories.
There's a lot of memories here, J.J. The best game I ever seen that I ever remember playing was in 1973 when Dave Winfield played for Minnesota against USC, and USC come back and won that game in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs.
Is it the building, the people, or the event?
The people. It's the people that make it. It is, because you meet them from all over. They come from all over. We have great friends from Louisiana. They were up this year again.
What are you going to miss about this stadium on the hill the most?
Well, how it draws people. It's a magnet. It draws very, very good people.
Will it be emotional when it's the end?
Oh my, yes. I'm an emotional person anyway. I don't like endings and I don't like change. So, yeah, I think it will be.
Follow the bouncing ball downtown next year. And this year, the last in the shadows of Johnny Rosenblatt Stadium. And finally, to our Fox 42 fans of the day. I heckled this guy.
Watch it, buddy.
Let me see that
I've
shirt.
seen that.
There he is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Do you know this man?
I'm afraid to admit it, but yes.
There he is.
He's from Channel 42.
Yeah. So what do you have to say for yourself?
Well, which time?
That's Gil and Mary.
So what about this guy?
Gil and Mary.
He's a character, believe me.
Why?
From Arlington. Gil and Mary from Arlington.
I'm nuts because I watch you all the time.
That's Gil and Mary from Arlington, our Fox 42 fans of the day. And we'll wrap it up with some more news coming up right after the break.